This interview is brought to you by the University of Minnesota Alumni Association and the Maroon and Gold Network.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Ariana Hoyer. I'm the volunteer coordinator with the University of Minnesota Alumni Association. And we are here to spotlight one of our outstanding volunteers, Paul Eaton, who is the network leader of the Houston Network. So, hi, Paul. Welcome.
Hello, nice to see you.
Yeah. So, to start off, we would just like to know if you could tell us a little bit about yourself and your experience at the University of Minnesota.
Okay, well, I'm Paul Eaton. I live in Houston, Texas. I'm an associate professor of educational leadership at Sam Houston State University. And in terms of my experiences at the University of Minnesota, I was a highly engaged student while I was there. I was actively involved in residence life through things like Hall Council and Residence Hall Association, NRHH, and the NACUR conference when it was hosted there in 2002. I also became an orientation leader after my junior year at the university. So I was actively involved in new student programming, and I was a resident assistant the last 2 years that I was there, in addition to all the things that I did academically in the College of Liberal Arts and with the honors program and the leadership minor there.
Great. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got started volunteering and why do you volunteer with the Alumni Association?
Sure. So when I moved to Houston, I was really excited to be able to get reconnected through the volunteering with the Alumni Association aspect. Prior to living in Houston, I had spent about 10 years in Louisiana. I lived in Lafayette and New Orleans and Baton Rouge. And we just don't have alumni chapters down there. There's just not a large contingent of Minnesota alumni in the state of Louisiana. So I was largely disconnected from alumni base over that 10 years. But we have a large group of people that live here in the Houston Metroplex. So when I moved here, I reached out to the Alumni Association and found out if there was anything going on. And they said, well, we don't have anybody coordinating things down there, but we have a lot of people. So would you like to do that? So I said, yes, I would like to be involved in getting people in this area engaged with the Alumni Association. So that's what I did. I started coordinating watch parties and other sorts of events in the area, happy hours for the alumni that are in the Houston metro. And that's basically what I've been doing for the last couple of years.
Sounds great. We're grateful for your leadership in Houston.
Absolutely.
What is your favorite thing or most memorable experience volunteering with the Alumni Association?
Well, I just love that we're able to connect with all different types of people that are down here in Houston doing really different types of work. I would say that, going to watch parties is always a fun time, cheering on the Gophers and supporting the athletics team. But we've also done other things down here. For example, when Yuma hosts the Day of Service, a few years ago, we did the Day of Service event at the Houston Food Bank. And that's great because not only did we get to interact with alumni, but some people brought their families to volunteer, their kids, all of that. So you really get to meet people and see what it is that they do. I also love that, at least down here in Houston, we have people across a range of ages that are involved in the Alumni Association. So, you have young professionals, of course, who have just graduated in the past couple of years, but you also have people who are retired and who went to the university, 40, 50, 60 years ago. And you really get to learn a lot about the strong community that we have and the strong connections that we have to the university, regardless of what path our life took us through.
That's awesome. Uh, what would you say is the most memorable accomplishment of your volunteer experience?
Um, I guess I would say that just being able to coordinate some of those events beyond watch parties. Watch parties are easy things to accomplish, but being able to do things like Day of Service and some of the other events that we've done down here in the area to bring people together is an important accomplishment because it helps people stay connected beyond just the athletic realm of the university.
Absolutely. Day of service is key.
It's so important. Yeah.
So my last question for you is, why would you encourage someone else to volunteer?
Well, I would say, of course, that living a life of service is very important. We value that as an institution, and we value that as Minnesotans, of course. So I would say that volunteering is really important for that reason. But more important than that is you really do get to help people build a community. You get to engage with people who are very different from you, and probably people who you have not interacted with during your academic time at the university. Because again, when you're a student, you're constantly in your kind of little areas on campus, whether that's your academic programs or your extracurricular activities. But being involved with people through the volunteer route that the Alumni Association provides allows you to just build these broader networks and connections. And that's really helpful to enhance your life experience, perhaps to enhance your career experience. If you're looking for networking or mentoring opportunities, these are all good reasons to be a volunteer for the Alumni Association.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Paul, for your time today, for the Volunteer Spotlight, but also for all that you have done to volunteer for the Alumni Association. We look forward to all the things to come with the Houston Network. And thanks again for your time.
No problem. Thank you so much, Ariana.